Have you ever just stopped and wondered why the rich seem to get richer while so many others are just trying to get ahead? Well, I can tell you it's not always about luck, and it's definitely not just about inheritance. There are these fundamental secrets about money that really create the gap. And today, we're going to unlock 3 of them.
So let's just dive right in with the big question. What do the wealthy really know about money that most people just don't? It all boils down to a completely different way of thinking. And we're going to break that down right now, starting with a financial habit that is super, super common.
All right, secret number 1. And this one is a biggie because it challenges something most of us were taught to do our whole lives: save our money. But what if I told you that just saving your money, letting it sit in a bank, is actually a trap? Let's take a look at why.
Okay, that's a pretty intense statement, right? But here's the point. It's not that having some savings is bad. It's that out of all the things you could possibly do with your money, letting it just sit in a bank is maybe the least effective. It feels safe, but it's hiding a huge problem.
And here is that problem, plain as day. On one side, you've got the interest rate the bank gives you, which, let's be honest, is tiny. On the other side, you have inflation. That's the rate your money loses its buying power. And almost every single year, inflation is way higher than your bank's interest rate. So get this, your money isn't growing. It's actually literally shrinking in value every single day.
So you might be thinking, what's actually happening to my money then? Well, it's not just sitting in a vault with your name on it. No way. The bank is taking your money and investing it to make a much, much higher return for themselves. You're basically letting someone else get rich with your money, and you're only getting the tiniest little crumb of the profit.
The wealthy, they just don't do this. They take a totally different approach. They don't just hand over their financial future to someone else. They take control. They actually study and learn about investing. They only put money into things they truly understand, and they would never blindly trust somebody else to do it for them. It's a total mindset shift from passive saving to active, educated investing.
So that leads us perfectly into secret number 2. This one isn't about managing the money you already have. It's about changing where your income comes from in the first place. It's all about focusing on skills, not cash.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting because it completely reframes a problem we've all felt. So many people say, I just don't have enough money. But see, that's just the symptom. The real root cause of the problem is, I don't have the skills to earn more money.
And this makes total sense when you really think about it, right? Just look around your own job, your own industry. Are there people making way more money than you? It's not magic. It's because they've developed more valuable skills, they have more experience, or they are just flat out better at what they do. Your income is tied directly to how valuable your skills are.
So how do you fix that? Well, the path is actually pretty clear. First, you've got to identify a really valuable skill. Then, you become obsessed with learning it. Courses, books, YouTube, it doesn't matter. Then you practice, practice, practice until it's second nature. And then, and only then, can you go out and earn what you're actually worth.
And that's really the core idea here. See, chasing after more money with the skills you have right now, that's just treating the symptom. Building your skills, that's treating the cause. Once you become more valuable, the opportunities, and the money, they start chasing you.
Okay, on to our third and final secret. And honestly, this might be the most important one of all. It's about the one asset that is so much more valuable than any amount of money. And that asset is time.
I mean, we all kind of know this, right? But the rich understand it on a whole other level, a strategic level. Money, you can lose it, you can earn it back. But time, once a second is gone, it is gone forever. And understanding that completely changes how they build their wealth.
So to really let this sink in, let's ask a crazy question. Let's say you earned minimum wage and you were somehow able to save every single penny. How long do you think it would take to get to $100 million? Just take a wild guess.
About 900 years. Yeah, 900. This proves a massive point. Trying to build serious wealth by just trading your time for money hour by hour, for most of us, it's a mathematical impossibility. You will run out of time long before you ever reach the goal.
And that is exactly why the wealthy refuse to play that game. They can't wait 900 years. Their whole strategy is built around one single idea: shortening time. They're always looking for ways to leverage what they do so that 1 hour of their work can produce 10 or 100 or even 10,000 hours worth of results.
Let me give you a fantastic real-world example of this. Imagine a papaya salad seller. She starts with a little local shop. Her time is 1-to-1. She makes one salad. She gets paid for one salad. That's 1x time. But then she starts making online videos, doing live streams, and suddenly she's reaching hundreds of people all at once. Now, that's 100x time. And finally, she develops her own brand of sauce and sells it all over the country. Now she's making money from thousands of sales even while she's sleeping. That's 10,000x time. She has successfully shortened the path to her financial goals.
Now you might be thinking, that's awesome, but I don't have the money to create a product and scale up like that. And that's a fair point. But the place to start shortening time is by first shortening your own time. And how do you do that? Well, you go right back to secret number 2. You build your skills.
Just look at this. A beginner salesperson, it might take them 30 days to close one deal. An intermediate salesperson gets a little better. They close 2 deals a month, cutting their time to 15 days per deal. But an expert closes 10 deals a month. They only spend 3 days on each one. They've used their skills to literally compress 30 days of results into just 3. That is the incredible power of shortening time.
So, we've talked about the saving trap, we've talked about focusing on skills over money, and the critical importance of shortening time. So what's the one thing, the one thread that connects all 3 of these secrets?
Think about it. Knowing not to let your money die in a bank account, that requires financial knowledge. Developing skills that can earn you a high income, that requires learning. Finding ways to leverage your efforts and shorten time, that requires creative knowledge. It all comes back to one single powerful thing.
And there it is. The real secret, the ultimate secret, isn't some hot stock tip or a magic formula. It's the simple understanding that knowledge is the root of all wealth. The rich get richer because they are always learning about investing, about new skills, about new ways to leverage their time. For them, school is never, ever out.
So, I want to leave you not with a statement, but with a challenge. Knowing that knowledge is the key that unlocks absolutely everything else, what will you learn next?